everybody. Welcome to our second AquaGoat educational seminar. We have a special Ocean Week edition today. Today we have Patrick Aberin talking about rug pulls, honeypots, scams, how to identify them, how to avoid them. He's our awesome project manager, co-project manager. You have myself, Janelle Fortaleza, your charity and outreach coordinator, talking about how to reduce your plastic footprint. And we also have Marielle Operana, our awesome marketing coordinator, who will be talking about the animal of the week. I don't even know how to pronounce that. How do you pronounce that, Marielle?
It's the axolotl.
And I know what they look like. They're so cute. So
Adorable.
anyways, so Patrick, you want to start us off?
All right, so we'll just dive right into what are rug pulls, honeypots, and scams. So we're going to start off with what is liquidity. We'll touch base on this a little bit more into the future, but we're going to need to understand a bit about liquidity to fully understand rug pulls. So what is liquidity? Basically, liquidity is the pool of tokens and its paired asset, which allows trades to be conducted and gives the token its value. So buys deposit the paired asset for tokens and sells deposit tokens for the paired asset. So let's say you were buying a token, you would be depositing your BNB into the pool, in which case you would receive tokens. And on the flip side, if you were to sell tokens, you would deposit your tokens into the liquidity pool and you would receive BNB or, whatever other asset that you're going to be selling into. The pool does calculate the current price of the token using this following formula of the dollar value of the paired asset in the pool divided by the number of tokens in the pool. So let's say you had 100 tokens and say 100 BUSD, so that's $100, then you would be able to get the price of each token by doing $100 divided by the 100 tokens. So that'd just be $1 per token. Let's say you had one BNB and 100 tokens. Well, then at current market price of about $390 today, you would have 390 divided by 100 tokens. So each token would be worth $3.90. And let's say the price dropped for BNB out of nowhere, even if nobody did buying and selling. Well, then each token would now be worth $3.50 if the price of BNB went down to $3.50. So how is liquidity started? Well, when a token is launched, liquidity needs to be deposited. So the liquidity provider would be receiving LP tokens. So the depositor would receive those tokens, and those LP tokens can be used to withdraw the deposited assets at any time. So this is a pretty normal process for token launches and liquidity farms, but unfortunately, the LP tokens that are received can be used in malicious ways. Here we have a little diagram. If you were the liquidity provider, you'd put in your liquidity into the pool, and in return, you'd get those LP tokens. So what is a rug pull? So a rug pull is basically when liquidity is unexpectedly withdrawn from a token's liquidity pool. Metaphorically, the rug is pulled, leaving investors with worthless cryptocurrency as it's backed by little to no value. So here I have two examples. We have Core, basically, which was, let's take a look here. Core, which was basically at about, $120 per core. And then with the rug pull, liquidity suddenly being withdrawn, the price went from $120 to not even 1 cent. You're looking at, 3/100ths of a cent. So that's a pretty bad rug pull, more than 99% loss. We also have DFib. So here it was rolling for about $2, $1.80, and then it got rug pulled. And so the final price after the rug pull was, 0.6 of a cent. Again, more than 99% loss. It's a really unfortunate event. So we have two types of rug pulls, basically. You have hard rug pulls, in which a bad actor exchanges those liquidity tokens to pull the liquidity out. So that would be the tokens and the BNB, BUSD, whatever paired asset the token is trading against. And you also have a soft rug pull. So that would be multiple wallets in control by a bad actor or a group conducting a sell-off, removing the paired asset and diluting the liquidity pool with tokens, or new tokens are minted due to an unlocked contract, causing the liquidity to be diluted with new tokens, and that allows them to pull out the paired asset like BNB or BUSD out of the liquidity pool. So we'll just move on now to what is a honeypot. A honeypot is a token whose smart contract does not permit sell orders. This does attract investors with a sweet looking chart, and then they end up getting stuck. So the lack of sales does allow token value to go up for an extended period of time. And visually, this creates FOMO, and it ends up fooling inexperienced investors to buy in. So sales can be prevented for a variety of reasons, such as hard-coded limited sale functions, gas fee limits on sales. Sometimes all buyers are blacklisted from selling, with only the dev wallet being whitelisted for sales. And there are also other smart contract alterations. And here I have a example on the screen where I actually got airdropped these Seri tokens. And when I saw it, I thought, you know what, it's probably going to be a honeypot, but let's try. So I didn't buy any. But what I did was I approved the contract to see if I could sell it. I tried to press swap, and what do you know? I got the execution reverted, transfer from failed. So that's basically a honeypot. I couldn't even sell it, even with the tokens that I received. So honeypots and rug pulls. Typically, honeypots are typically used alongside rug pull strategies. Buyers are attracted to the long-lasting upward price movement. This does cause them to FOMO and ends up getting them stuck. With their assets stuck in the liquidity pool, a malicious actor can rug pull by either withdrawing liquidity or selling off from their whitelisted wallet addresses. So how can you protect yourself from this? Always do your own research. So right here on the screen, I have another honeypot / rug pull token, the Fire Drake protocol. So first things first, ensure that those LP tokens are either burned or held in a locked wallet. So as you can see on the screen here, for Fire Drake protocol, an unlocked wallet is holding 100% of the liquidity pool tokens. So at any point, that unlocked wallet could just withdraw all of the liquidity by exchanging their LP tokens. And for any new token you're going into, or even if you receive any new tokens, try to buy a small amount and do a test sell before aping in, or even just try to sell the tokens that you receive and see if it'll even work. So with Fire Drake protocol, this was something that I actually received also today with Seri. And so I tried to do the same thing, approve the contract to sell. And well, what do you know? I couldn't even sell, transfer from failed. So obvious honeypot with the rug pull risk with the liquidity pool tokens being held by an unlocked wallet. You can also analyze the token holders for any large abnormal distributions. So you see right here, this is also Fire Drake protocol. The top wallet holds 89.9% of the total supply. So they also already have the liquidity tokens. So it's kind of a double risk. They could either exchange the liquidity tokens to withdraw the liquidity, or they could just fully sell off into the liquidity pool, diluting the liquidity pool with tokens and pulling out all of the BNB or BUSD or whatever other paired asset is in the liquidity pool. You can also ask for proofs, such as having proofs for burned liquidity pool tokens, or checking to see that the contract is renounced. That way, there are no changes. They can't mint any new tokens to dilute the liquidity pool. So these proofs right here are actually from AquaGoat. So these proofs basically show you that, yes, our LP tokens were burned. They were sent straight to the dead wallet. And the bottom proof is essentially a proof of showing that the contract for us was renounced. So we cannot do any changes. We can't mint any new tokens, nothing of the sort. So AquaGoat is pretty safe. And you can make sure if you're entering into a project, feel free to ask the developers or the team for that project for those proofs, just to make sure that you can invest safely. And so we'll just end off the rug pulls and honeypots with the private key and seed phrase scams. People may message you out of nowhere claiming to be a support team or an admin for a project. They might try to lure you with a special prize or some other incentive, and they might ask you to register your wallet or even just ask for your seed phrase or private key. So I really want to remind you all to never give out your seed phrase, never give out your private key to anyone. These are basically private keys which give access to your wallet and your cryptocurrency. If they end up accessing your wallet, they end up doing anything to your wallet, like transferring your cryptocurrency out or selling off your cryptocurrency, you won't be able to reverse those transactions because they are on the blockchain. And if you end up losing assets, unfortunately, you won't be able to revert. So I hope we learned a little something about rug pulls and honeypots and scams today. And we'll now move it on to Marielle and Janelle, who'll be talking a little bit about our Ocean Week conservation stuff. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Patrick. So now I'm going to talk about how to reduce your personal plastic footprint. So last time I talked about how plastic gets from your hand onto your plate. So we get plastics that we use every day, especially those single-use plastics. They get littered and they end up in the ocean. They also end up being poured down our drains or in the landfills. They break up in the ocean and are eaten by these tiny little plankton, which are then eaten by the fish. The fish also eat the little particles of microplastic, and they either starve because they're not actually getting any nutrients, or they end up on our plate and we end up eating the microplastics. Last time I also talked about how long it takes for plastics to disintegrate in the ocean. So if you take a look at this graphic, it takes hundreds of years for many of these different plastics to actually break down. And even when they do break down, they don't break down completely into organic pieces. They still become these microplastics that the different little fish eat. And only 9% of plastics even get recycled. So even when we put plastics into the recycling bins, not all the plastics can be recycled. And the significant reductions that we want would require big systemic changes. So even though we want to have all of these governments to change, even though we want these different actions to be taken as a whole nation or as a whole world, in the meantime, there are still some easy tips for individuals to cut back on. And if you can imagine, if every single one of us, if every single AquaGoat holder, if every single person watching this video were to try to practice some of these tips, that could actually go a long way to reducing plastic in the ocean. So many of us have heard about the 4 R's: refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So there's actually 10 to consider. So not only can we reduce our plastic use, we can also recover different items. We can also refill the items that we use often. We can refuse to use plastic. We can repair the things that we already have or repurpose them along the same lines. We can rethink how we think about using plastics and rethink how we can use alternatives. We can also re-gift items and reuse, of course. And then lastly, we can restore the items. So let's think about some practical daily ways that we can reduce our plastic use. So one of the top ones is to buy a reusable water bottle. So each year, people buy nearly 500 billion plastic water bottles, these single-use plastic water bottles that you see in the stores, and fewer than 7% of them actually can be recycled into new water bottles. The average person in the United Kingdom, for example, uses about 150 single-use plastic water bottles each year, the vast majority of which become litter, get sent to landfills, or are just incinerated, according to globalcitizen.org. So the second out of 10 tips that I've gathered for you guys is using reusable or wooden utensils when getting takeout. So I know personally, I used to always ask for lots of spoons and forks to take with me from restaurants, but I stopped doing that ever since I realized how harmful it is to the environment. So the next time that you order takeout, refuse the plastic utensils when they ask you if you want them. Some of the easiest plastic types of litter are these plastic utensils. They're also sharp and dangerous for marine wildlife and all wildlife. And on average, one person can save 466 pieces of plastic utensils a year if they just use their own at home, or if they decide to use wooden ones. Third is to use reusable cups or to skip the coffee cup lid. So the next time you go to your favorite coffee place, ask if you can use your own cup. And some of these places actually give you a discount if you use your own cup. And if you don't have your own with you, just ask if you can skip the lid. Every little bit makes a difference, and not having a lid is one less piece of plastic that could potentially go into the ocean or end up in a landfill. Number 4 is to use reusable or paper straws. So I've seen a video lately of a turtle that had a straw stuck all the way up its nose, and it was so sad. And that's only one instance, and this happens very frequently. So having paper straws that disintegrate quickly in the environment, or having reusable metal straws that come with the cleaners, is one way that we can counteract that occurrence. And a little bit of excitement to put in there is that that's something you might want to look into AquaGoat later on. Hint, hint. We may be looking into those for you guys in the future. Number 5 is to carry a reusable bag with you everywhere. So keep one in your car just in case you go to the store or you stop by somewhere where you need a bag and you don't have to ask for a plastic one. And they also cost 10 cents, so you might as well save yourself some change as well. Number 6, choose products in glass or cans if they are an option. Then recycle those materials. So if you have the option of picking either plastic, glass, or cans, try to stay away from the plastic, because many recycling centers actually reject most types of plastics or can't do anything with them unless they're a type 1 or type 2 plastic, which we're going to talk more about in a different seminar, what are different types of plastics. A lot of times these items can't get recycled even if a recycling center wants to. Maybe consider using a milk delivery system that picks up and reuses the glasses instead of the store-bought ones. That's something that's also becoming more popular. They also do juices that way. So that's something that I encourage you to consider. Number 7 is to opt for products with less packaging. Say no to packaged fruits and veggies, shop bulk, and bring your own container. So if you see in the picture on the left, a lot of times we see in the grocery stores these packaged fruits, and they come with these unnecessary packaging when you can just buy the fruits and vegetables that are loose, and you just bring your own bag with you. And then same thing with the bulk items. You can actually buy rice, flour, cereal in bulk and bring your own container, and that's going to save also on a lot of packaging that usually comes with the prepackaged stuff. Number 8, and this was something that I found really interesting that I didn't know about until recently. So number 8 is to buy concentrated cleaners that can be mixed with water in a reusable container. So not only is the spray mechanism on those cleaning bottles not recyclable, but so many cleaning products actually contain microplastics. So everything from shampoo to laundry detergent have microplastics in them. So after we use them on our clothes or on our hair and they go down the drain, they all end up into the ocean. And of course, the plankton and zooplankton eat these microplastics and they end up going up the food chain. Some cleaners will claim that they are more eco-friendly because they don't have lots of chemicals, but what they actually do is instead of having more, they reduce chemical pollution, but instead they actually increase plastic pollution because of these microplastics. And also related to cleaning products are microfibers. So we have a lot of products that have microfibers, and these microfibers have also those tiny little plastics that not only end up in the ocean, but also end up in the air or inside our homes, end up in our lungs. So that's something to also consider, is avoiding microfibers. If you're trying to think of ways to find concentrated cleaners, if you don't want to buy them and you want to make your own, you can also use baking soda, white vinegar, Castile soap, and eucalyptus oil, and you just mix them together and you can actually create your own eco-friendly home cleaner, by the way. Number 9, ditch the cling wrap. Use and recycle foil wrap or beeswax wrap. So cling wrap is actually not one of the kinds of plastics that you can recycle, but you can recycle foil wrap. And even better, if you use beeswax wrap, it's reusable and compostable at the same time. So instead of using cling wrap, the next time you have to take food to go or wrap it up for later, consider using foil and recycling it, or using the beeswax wrap. And last but not least, number 10, ditch the gum. I know for a lot of people who like to chew gum, this is a hard one. There is gum that exists that's not made out of plastic, but if you didn't already know, not besides the fact that gum comes in like really unnecessary amounts of wrapping that can't be recycled, gum itself is made out of plastic. So it's made with polyethylene, and that's the same stuff that is used to make everything from plastic bags to hula hoops. So what you're chewing on when you're chewing gum is that plastic that is in your plastic bags. So try to look for plastic-free gum if you really, really have that that craving to chew gum, but otherwise try to stay away from it. So what are some of your suggestions and tips? You know, we gave you guys some suggestions, but what are some of the things that you do or that you want to try doing? So go ahead and leave some comments in the chat. Go ahead and comment and let us know to give us some more ideas and suggestions. Also, if you're curious about your own plastic footprint, I talked about this last time, but just wanted to bring it up again, that you can copy and paste this link. We'll put it in the chat for you, and you can actually calculate what your plastic footprint is and see how you can reduce it in your own personal life. And with that said, take it away, Marielle.
Now it's come to my section. So today we're going to be talking about the exciting animal, which is the axolotl. So that is a little cute picture. I only picked really adorable pictures, but all axolotls are really cute. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the axolotl and why it is important in our ecosystems. So the axolotl habitat is primarily in freshwater lakes and ponds. Specifically in this lake in Mexico is the only place where they naturally inhabit the lake. I can't really pronounce it correctly. I believe it's Xochimilco in Mexico. That's the lake. In terms of their conservation status, they actually are endangered. Since 2006, the axolotl was declared critically endangered due to the habitat degradation and the pervasiveness of invasive fish in the lake. But the really big factor is that the axolotl is critically endangered in the wild because of the pollution and this urban sprawl that threatens the habitat. So again, naturally the problem being that there's other creatures that feed off it in the ecosystem, which is why there's such a small population. The bigger factor is the fact that there's so much pollution in these lakes that they inhabit is causing these the axolotl to die off. And it's a pretty adorable creature if you ask me. So I don't want to see this one going extinct anytime soon. The axolotl, so some fun facts. The axolotl does not chew any foods. It actually just sucks them as a whole. So instead of, the classical, being malleable and then they just chew it and then swallow and digest, they actually just like inhale it. I saw when I was doing my research for this animal, I saw really cute videos of them just inhaling food. So I thought that one was I thought that was a really fun fact about him. And like, if you see the photo, you can see how like happy the axolotl is. It's so adorable. Now, the other fun fact that I learned about the axolotl is that their breeding season typically runs from March to June, and the ritual itself actually includes like a special waltz that initiates the phase of mating. So again, while I was doing my research for this animal, when I was seeing like how their mating seasons work around this time, they actually do like a little like spin dance around each other to initiate this mating season or this mating period. And then the male axolotl drops like the sperm bomb, and then the female axolotl receives that, and then that's how it processes. But they have to do like this dance first. It's like part of their nature in order for them to reproduce. So I thought that was actually a really fun fact. It was super interesting. And then the other one was, on top of being able to regenerate limbs, the animal can also rebuild their jaws, spines, and even their brains without any scarring. So another really interesting fact is that a lot of scientists are trying to research and observe these animals because they found that like they had really good regenerative properties about the species, to a point that they want to try to replicate that in other animals, to see if there's any movements in science. So I actually thought that was another really interesting fact. So these guys are pretty undefeatable when it comes to their own limbs and things like their jaws. So yeah, that's a little bit about the axolotl. Personally, I think it's one of my favorite sea creatures just because I think they're just so adorable, and I would love to go visit one, like some way, shape or form, how in the future, if I ever get a chance to do a sponsored cleanup in Mexico. That would be a dream of mine, just so I could see their habitats, the animals that we talk about in the upcoming videos. So yeah, that's a little bit about the axolotl, guys.
Totally. Maybe after COVID dies down, we can actually plan a trip.
Yeah, I would love it, and we can see these axolotls in action.
Totally.
Mhm.
And don't forget about Ocean Week. So we started on June 4th. It goes all the way until June 11th. We kicked off the week by donating to the Haribon Foundation. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and use your QR code to scan, or to use your device to scan the QR code here. You can also check out all of our social media accounts to donate. And by donating, you're going to help AquaGoat adopt a marine protected area in the Philippines. So Haribon specializes in teaching and protecting these areas and making sure that they are well maintained. So go ahead, and if you feel generous, please make sure to donate before June 11th. All right, Marielle, go ahead and tell us about the giveaways.
So we announced for Ocean Week, we're going to be doing a couple of giveaways on our social media. So we have one on Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. That's basically our social media giveaway. You can enter basically by sharing and liking the post. All the details and information regarding the giveaway is going to be available on our Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. So please feel free to check out our official channels to get more info on that and hopefully participate. The other giveaway, which is really exciting, is that AquaGoat's going to be doing a Ocean Day Ocean Day cryptocurrency giveaway. And basically it's going to be 100 random chosen winners will be airdropped 1 billion AquaGoat. That's right. And the top 3 of the most interacted posts that will be made will receive 50 billion AquaGoat tokens, which is really fantastic. So all you need to do is basically get your friends together, or yourself, your family, your loved ones, and do your own local sponsored cleanup, something even small like at a beach or a lake or any body of water. And then just post it. Please tag us and then utilize the hashtag so that we're able to see it and we will be able to submit your entry into this giveaway. If you aren't at a body of water, what I've suggested for other individuals is maybe just talk about AquaGoat and why the ocean is important to you. And again, you can just post a photo or perhaps a video explaining why you are interested in saving the ocean, or even some fun facts that you like about the ocean, and then submit that. Again, use the hashtags and please tag us so that we can see your submission. All of the contestants will be, or all of the winners for the giveaway will be announced June 12th, and the giveaway will be ending June 11th. And that's for all of the giveaways. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and the ocean cleanup giveaway. So that's really exciting and ongoing. So we hope that you guys are all able to participate, and hopefully we can all see what you guys get up to in cleaning the ocean. All of the leads love to see the work that's being done, even something as small as just cleaning up your local beach. Me and Patrick, we made a little TikTok video regarding cleaning up our local beach, English Bay. So we got involved with that, and we're going to be able to, we posted that already on TikTok. So to get you guys some inspiration, we just started doing that cleanup. So again, feel free to submit. If you guys have any questions or information, please feel free to reach us out on Telegram or Discord. But we hope to see all of these submissions in the upcoming few days. So yeah.
Cool. Can you tell them a little bit about the Reddit one too?
Yeah, so the Reddit giveaway, so it's going to be 150 billion AquaGoat. So it's going to be 3 prizes. So divvied up for the 150 billion. It's gonna be 50 billion each for the winner. The way you can join is just create a unique post about AquaGoat on Reddit, and then and post it on relevant cryptocurrency subreddits. So CryptoMoonShots, SatoshiStreetBets, etc. And then the top 3 upvoted posts will be the winners of this giveaway. So again, just make sure you link it and let us know how you guys decide to post on these or on these subreddits and whatnot. And then we'll be able to announce the winners and see who gets the most upvotes. That's also a really exciting way to submit into your giveaways. If you're not able to do the ocean cleanup one, we still have the social media ones available as an alternative. Yeah.
And even, oh, by the way, even if you're not near an ocean, you can still enter by cleaning up like a local park or cleaning up or talking about why, you know, you care about the ocean, you know, so there are ways that you can still enter, even if you don't live near a beach. All right. And the very, very, very last thing, there is a coming announcement. So one of our many partnerships that we have been working on in the background will be revealed on the last day of Ocean Week. So this coming Friday, there is a hint in the background of what this partnership has to do with, but just be on the lookout on Friday. This is one of the many partnerships that we're working on, and we're very excited to share it with you guys. So keep an eye out. All right. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for learning with us. You guys have been great. Enjoy the rest of your Ocean Week, and we'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Let us know if you have any questions or comments in the comments. Bye.